3 nights on a curb, pregnant with twins, invisible. Then one shadow stopped moving. Rebecca's hands had stopped shaking an hour ago. That's when she knew her body was shutting down. 72 hours earlier, her husband came home wearing another woman's perfume. He didn't apologize. He pointed at the door. She was 6 months pregnant. He didn't care. The lock clicked behind her. That sound still echoed in her head. Night 1 felt like a mistake someone would fix. Footsteps passed every few minutes. Heels clicking fast on concrete, sneakers scuffing slow, a bicycle bell ringing in the distance, car engines revving at the stoplight, distant laughter spilling from a bar 2 blocks over. Life was happening all around her, just not for her. One woman slowed down. Rebecca's heart lifted. The woman pulled out her phone. Finally. But she was just checking the time. Her heels clicked away. The sound faded into the traffic hum. Rebecca stared at the empty sidewalk. The city buzzed. Horns blared. Music thumped. Nobody saw her. By night 2, cold wasn't just around her anymore. It was inside her, in her bones, in her blood. Her breath came out in white clouds. She watched them disappear. The twins kicked hard, angry. She whispered through cracked lips, "I don't know how, but I'll find us a way. Even if I have to crawl, even if I have to beg. You're not growing up on this curb, I promise." A man walked past eating a sandwich. The smell hit her. Bread, meat. Her stomach twisted. He dropped the wrapper near her feet, kept walking. She stared at it. The wind pushed it against the curb. She didn't move. By night 3, even promises felt like lies. Her voice was gone, throat raw, stomach cramping. She tried to stand once. Her legs buckled. Concrete scraped her palms. She stayed down. A puddle formed near her shoes. She saw her reflection. Hollow eyes, tangled hair. She didn't recognize herself. The pavement smelled like oil and rain. Cars whooshed past, tires hissing on wet asphalt. She closed her eyes, listened to the rhythm, counted heartbeats. 2 inside her, 1 barely holding on. She thought about her mother. Gone 6 years now. Mom would have known what to do, but Mom wasn't here. Nobody was. She thought she'd die there, on that curb, under that broken streetlight. And then a shadow fell across her lap. She didn't look up. Just another person walking past, but the shadow didn't move. Slowly, she lifted her head. Her vision blurred. Leather jacket, black fedora, a gloved hand reaching toward her. That face. She'd seen it 1,000 times, on billboards, on TV, in magazines, but never this close, never reaching for her. Number, impossible. Her mind was breaking. 3 days without food would do that. But the hand stayed there. Real. Steady. His eyes asked the question. She shook her head, then nodded. She didn't know anymore. Tears came, hot against frozen skin. She tried to wipe them. Her hands were too numb. She thought she was dreaming. But dreams don't keep you this warm. He stayed still. Didn't rush her. Didn't look away. Just waited. When she finally breathed again, he helped her stand. Her legs shook. He caught her elbow. Gentle. His eyes searched hers, looking for an address, a name, somewhere safe. She looked at the curb. That was her answer. His jaw tightened. Something flashed in his eyes. Not pity, anger. At the situation. At everyone who'd walked past. A black sedan pulled up, engine purring. He opened the back door. Warm air rushed out. She hesitated. Her feet wouldn't move. His voice was calm, reassuring. She believed him. She climbed in. The seat wrapped around her. Soft leather, warmth soaking into her back. Her muscles unclenched. She hadn't realized how much pain she'd been holding. Her head dropped against the window. The city blurred past. Lights, buildings, people who hadn't stopped. Michael sat beside her, silent, but his presence filled the space. Safe. Real. She closed her eyes, just for a moment. The hum of the engine, the soft rush of heat from the vents, the steady rhythm of tires on pavement. For the first time in 3 days, she wasn't listening for danger. The car stopped. She opened her eyes. A hotel. Tall glass doors. Golden light spilling onto the sidewalk. She blinked. This wasn't a shelter. He walked her inside. The lobby gleamed. Marble floors. Her wet shoes squeaked. She felt ashamed, like she was dirtying something beautiful. His hand stayed on her back. Steady. The elevator doors slid open. No sound, just smooth motion upward. She watched the numbers climb. Each one felt impossible. 10th floor, a suite. He opened the door. Clean white walls, soft carpet, a bed with sheets that looked untouched. She stood in the doorway, couldn't step inside. He gestured toward the bed. She sat slowly. The mattress gave under her weight. She felt tears again. He brought her water, cold, clear. Her hands shook. Some spilled. She started to apologize. He shook his head. Don't? He asked if she was hungry. She nodded. She was starving, but her stomach was a knot. He called room service, his voice low, calm. Food arrived within minutes. She heard the cartwheels rolling, the soft clink of dishes, chicken broth. The smell hit first, warm, rich. Her stomach growled. She felt embarrassed. He didn't react, just set the bowl in front of her. She ate slowly. Every bite hurt. Her throat had forgotten how to swallow. The soup burned her tongue, but it felt like life. The bread was soft. She tore it into small pieces, chewed carefully. He watched, not with pity, with care. She could feel the difference. Pity made you small. Care made you seen. He could have walked away. Everyone else did, but something made him stay. What he did next, she'd never forget. When she finished, he sat across from her. He asked her name, Rebecca. Her voice cracked. He nodded. He asked about family. She shook her head. Her parents were gone. No siblings, just her and him, the man who'd locked her out. She couldn't say it. Michael didn't push. His face stayed calm. He'd seen pain before. He told her she could stay as long as she needed. Medical care arranged. A place after. She stared at him. Her mouth opened. This didn't happen. People like him didn't see people like her. Famous people didn't kneel on dirty sidewalks. This had to be her mind breaking. He smiled. Small. Sad. He said no one should go through this alone, especially not someone carrying 2 lives. His voice was soft, but there was weight in it. He meant it. Why? Her voice broke. Why me? He leaned forward, hands folded. He'd seen too many people suffer in silence. If he could help, he had to. Not about recognition, about doing what's right when no one else will. He paused. The world moves too fast. People stop seeing each other. But if one person chooses to care, it can change everything. She started crying, harder this time, shoulders shaking. He didn't move, didn't try to fix it, just let her feel it. When she stopped, he handed her tissue. He told her to rest. He'd come back tomorrow. She needed to hear it again. You promise? Yes. She believed him. The door clicked shut. Silence filled the room, but it wasn't the same silence as the curb. This silence was warm. She lay down, her hands on her belly. The twins kicked, strong, alive. She closed her eyes. For the first time in 3 days, she slept. Morning came with a knock. She opened the door. A nurse. White coat. Kind smile. Michael sent her. Blood pressure check. Fetal heartbeat monitor. The twins were strong, healthy. Rebecca was dehydrated, malnourished, but alive. He'd arranged prenatal care, weekly visits, all covered. Rebecca asked how much. The nurse smiled. Taken care of. Everything. Days passed. Michael came back. Not every day, but enough. He brought groceries, fresh fruit, milk, bread, Baby clothes folded in tissue paper, a white crib. He'd assemble it himself, kneeling on the carpet, tightening screws, testing the rails, making sure it was safe. He never stayed long, just checked in, made sure she was okay, then left. No cameras, no headlines, just quiet consistency. One evening, she learned something that shattered her all over again, in the best way. She turned on the TV. A news anchor smiled at the camera. Michael Jackson welcomed his daughter, Paris, on April 3rd. Rebecca stared at the date. She counted back. The night he found her, April 1st, 2 days before his own daughter was born. He'd been preparing to become a father again. His wife was in labor. His world was about to change, and he'd stopped. For her, a stranger. She covered her mouth. Her whole body shook. He'd given her a future while building his own. She prayed for him that night, for his wife, for baby Paris, for the life he'd returned to her. She prayed he'd know what it meant, how much he'd saved. 2 weeks early, the twins decided they couldn't wait. Rebecca panicked. Michael wasn't there, but what he'd set in motion was... Contractions woke her. Sharp, fast. She called the number the nurse gave her. An ambulance arrived within minutes, sirens cutting through the night. The hospital staff knew her name. Private room, monitors beeping softly, IV line steady. Nurses held her hand, talked her through each contraction. You're doing great. Almost there. She delivered 2 boys, 5 pounds each, small but strong, Isaiah, Caleb. She held them, felt their warmth, their tiny fingers curled around hers. She thought about the curb, the cold, the silence, the man who stopped when the world kept moving. She never saw Michael again, but she didn't need to. His presence was in every breath her sons took, in every smile, every milestone. First steps, first words, first days of school. He'd given her more than shelter. He'd given them a chance. He'd reminded her that one person's choice could rewrite everything. Years later, her boys asked about their father. She told them the truth. Your biological father left, but someone else saw us. Someone who didn't have to stop. Someone who proved that one person can change a life. She told them his name, Michael Jackson. They knew who he was. Everyone did. But they didn't know this story. It wasn't in the magazines. It was just theirs. Rebecca never stopped praying for Michael. Every night, every birthday, every moment of gratitude, she prayed he knew what he'd done, what he'd saved. 2 lives, a family, hope. When he died in 2009, she wept. Not for the icon, for the man who'd crouched on a cold curb and reached out his hand. The story didn't end on that sidewalk. It began there. In the coldest, darkest moment, one shadow stopped, and everything changed. If someone changed your life when you had nothing left, would you ever forget them? Like and subscribe if you believe one person's kindness can save a life. Have you ever been invisible? Or have you ever stopped for someone everyone else ignored?